That's right, Cannonball Nation. It's hump day. Time for another episode of Cannonball Chronicles. Getting ready for a great show. Amy Keene, first in the house tonight. What's up? We're coming to you live tonight. The studio is actually located right outside Willie's Tropical Tattoo. We're getting ready for the big show. Tomorrow, chopper time here for Biketoberfest. Going to be a killer show. A little bit of time we're going to let the clock run just to build up our social media audience. Make sure you hit the like and share button. Help us get this out there, so all our friends and family on the Chopper Town Network and Cycle Source Magazine know that we're going live with another episode of Motorcycle Cannonball Chronicles. Don't go anywhere. 8 minutes. All right, looks like our audience is getting built up now. Jimmy Bradley in the house. Doug McPeters. Good to see you guys here. Remember, if you're a Cannonball racer, throw your number up there. Represent. We want to know your team name. If you're not a racer, let us know where you're listening from. Cannonball Chronicles going live in just 7 minutes. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know what part of the country you're in. Looks like some of our friends here, Southbury, North Carolina, New Jersey, Australia. Here in Daytona, man, it's nice. It's warm. It's going to be great swimming weather, great motorcycle riding weather. Going to be a killer day for Willie's Chopper Show tomorrow. If you are in the vicinity, if you can make it here, come to Bike Week, man. Come hang out. Cycle Source Magazine's going to be on hand. Looking for those cool bikes. Charleston, South Carolina in the house. Marvin Sims, what's up, buddy? Good to see all you guys. We're getting close now. Just 5 minutes and we're going live with Motorcycle Cannonball Chronicles. Santa Fe, number 29. Welcome to the show, Ryan, Leighton, Allen. Good to see you here. Everybody putting that share request up, thank you guys so much. The way we get these programs out and make this stronger for everybody is for you to share it on your feed so that everyone knows when we go live with another episode. And man, this has been a fantastic year for Cannonball Chronicles. Just incredible guest after incredible guest. The bikes are off the hook. No other show like this on the planet. If this is your first time in, welcome, kick back, get ready. Just 3 minutes. Actually, we're a little bit late tonight, so imagine if we jump the gun a little bit. The audience is already building up really nice and strong, so we could probably just go ahead and start this one up and get it out on the road. Get ready to go live with another episode of the Motorcycle Cannonball Chronicles. Here we go.
Hey there, Cannonball Nation. What's happening? It's yet another Wednesday, October 14th, 2020. Can you believe it's already the middle of October? I can't. It's crazy. I'm coming to you this week from sunny Arizona, down here visiting some relatives and then doing some work down here. So excited to bring you another great show of the Cannonball Chronicles from the Banks Gas Studios. Got a really, really good show for you guys tonight. Something that and a person that I've been wanting to talk to for a long time just to get to know them. I really don't know a whole lot about this person from other than I see on social media. And, I think this will be a great interview. I'm really looking forward to seeing what she has to say and getting to know a little bit about her. But, got a great guest also with us this week, Michael Lichter. Let's bring him in. Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Hey, Jason. Good to be here. I'm so sorry that Rob's feeling under the weather. I know he's had a lot on his plate moving shops this week, and his back just didn't want to hold up. But our best go out to Rob to feel better in his recliner there as he gets back in shape for next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So how's everything? It's been a while since we've had you on this show. How's everything in Colorado?
Everything's great. It's been absolutely beautiful, and it's really been gorgeous. I ate dinner outside last night until it got dark, and then ran in to do my co-host with Chris Simmons on her show, Coast to Coast. And it's been gorgeous. It is cold after dark. It starts getting cold, and I'm sure it's going to change soon here because leaves are starting to come off the trees. So we're going to see a big change. But it's been a beautiful summer and fall.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you guys already gone through your color changes there then?
Up in the mountains, I think peak was already a week or maybe even 2 weeks ago. In Boulder, it's happening right now. The colors are spectacular. We still have some trees that haven't changed, but they're coming quick. And I'm still growing stuff. Last night, I made some homemade ice cream, went outside and grabbed raspberries for it. And
nice.
That was awesome. And still have lettuce growing, what the deer didn't take from me, and a lot of herbs. And so all that's still good, still growing.
Have you guys seen a freeze there yet? Or?
Oh my God, we had like 8 inches of snow a month ago. I'm still amazed that things continue to grow after that. Wow. One day we just woke up and I think it was like 85 degrees, and the next day it snowed.
That's insane.
But that's Boulder. That's what happens here. It keeps life interesting, right?
Right. I can't even imagine. I mean, for the last 3-4 weeks, I've been between here in Arizona and Utah, and it's been 100 degrees plus every single day. I mean, it's insane.
Well, I think the questions are really for you because, I mean, you've been in South Dakota for years. What's it like to all of a sudden change to Mesa, Arizona and is it true that it was like almost 120 this summer?
Yeah. I think they had 30 some days this summer that were over 120.
Oh
And
my
then now,
God. Over.
right.
Wow.
And I think as of today, we hit day 145 consecutively that's been over 100 degrees. So,
What? Whoa.
but I'm used to it now. I love it. I love it.
Oh my God,
So,
that's crazy. I can't believe
yeah.
it. You know, Catherine's from Ireland, so when it gets into the 70s, she starts going, oh my God, I can't handle it. It's ridiculous. It's too hot.
Right. So, how about have you been doing anything fun? I mean, work-wise, catching up on stuff?
I'm catching up. I'm doing a lot of catch up. I don't know if you know, I had surgery. I had my rotator cuff surgery without a cannonball to go to. It was like, okay, now's the time. Things are canceled. And I know they're having, of course, Biketoberfest, where Chris is going on right now. And he's going to have the Great Willie's show tomorrow that we got to plug. But so, I mean, there are some things I'm missing, but it's certainly everything's toned down. And this was a good time to get my rotator cuff taken care of. It was a complete tear and separation. So,
wow.
6 weeks yesterday was my post-op, and they said I could start trying to lift my arm now. They said, don't bother with any weights. The weight of your arm is enough to start with. So, and I'm telling you, they said it would be about 10 to 12 weeks before I could do a camera. So,
oh, no kidding.
Yeah, but I'll be all ready for the Cannonball for sure.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, we're excited to do some kind of event, you know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that that Biketoberfest goes off without a hitch and people stay safe and all that kind of good stuff. I wish I could be there with everybody, but
you're too busy staying warm in Arizona.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. But I've been working a lot on my website too, updating. As a matter of fact, it's slow. I'm redoing the 2014 Cannonball right now. So my goal is to have that up in about a week.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm going backwards, right? So 2014, but yeah, it's a week or two of editing to go back and re-keyword and re-rate and do all that to the photos. It's a big job. It's a really big job.
Imagine. Yeah.
Real big job. But in the end, it's going to be cool. It's a lot of photos, but in the end, all searchable. People, the writers will all be able to look for themselves by name and see from mixed years, so it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it.
I'd love to just jump on there when I get bored and, just go through all the different photos. I mean, not just Cannonball stuff,
sure.
But, Daytona and Sturgis and all the different events over the last few years. It's, really good.
And overseas, and one place on my bucket list happens to be Thailand. So I'm looking forward to talking to our guest, even though I know she's living here, but I want to hear about Thailand also.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I actually had a trip planned to go there this year. Pre-COVID, I was going to go on a motorcycle excursion over there. But unfortunately, I guess one of those things.
BC is going to take on a new meeting, right? Before COVID.
I know. I can't wait to get back out there and do some traveling and just kind of somewhat get back to normal a little bit.
Oh, I just want to get on my bike.
Exactly.
I can't believe, he said I could be skiing in the end of January. So, I mean, if I could do that, then I could ride a bike, but unfortunately that's January. And he also said you could go skiing as long as you don't fall. So
that's motivation.
That's motivation. There you go. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get out there. I can't wait.
Heck yeah. So
cool.
Well, since you're my co-host tonight, you were supposed to come on for a special segment.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I was coming on anyway. Of course,
we get you kind of dual duty tonight.
You do. Of course, it was a half hour before broadcast that I get the call that, hey, can you come on and do this? Sure. But, and you could help me ID because this is so quick that I don't have all the names. But are we going to start with that? We'll start with 1,000 words.
Yeah, I think we should.
Okay, cool. Let's bring the picture on. Jason, can you hear me?
Yep.
Andy, Thomas Trap, never mind. Cool. There it is.
There it is.
So I don't know if I've done a black and white yet. I can't remember.
I don't think we've seen one on this show yet.
Yeah, no, this is kind of interesting because, I started like many people with black and white in the darkroom. And what does that mean anymore? So a lot of people, they really kind of mess around with their photos when they're done. And they call it editing. Now, it's funny because I'm from a different school where editing to me was just deciding if you like a photo or not. It was like, okay, it's I keep it or I throw the slide in the trash, right? Or look at the negative, I print it or I don't print it. And now editing means really processing the images and color correcting them and doing all sorts of stuff, special things. But for me, with black and white, which I still think is so valid and I still love it so much, there are times that I just see in black and white. So now, of course, you could take any image and make it black and white digitally. But when I show a black and white print, and I do have prints of this one, for example, in my limited edition series, that when I do black and whites now or for the last 20 years, it's a very conscious decision that I'm saying this works better as a black and white when I'm shooting it. Like I didn't shoot this both color and black and white. And of course, it's the same thing. It's a digital file. But when I see it on the LCD in the back of the camera, it's black and white. That's the preference for it. And it's, this is early morning. This is coming into Colorado. And it was, we had left, I forget that we were at a museum. Was it in Kansas, I guess, wasn't it? Right near the border there? Do you recall that? And then we're coming into Colorado. So it's early morning. And I'm following our European friends. So it's interesting. We have another non-American that's coming on today, but this is Thomas Trapp, who owns the great Harley Davidson dealership in Frankfurt, Germany, along with Andy Candle, who's to his side in the back. So number 26 is Tomas, and Andy is our wonderful butcher. He makes the great sausage for Biketoberfest, like tens of thousands of pounds, I believe. And he's such a great spirit, wasn't he, on the trip? The both of them.
He really is.
They were really great. And in the back is our Polish friend. Do you recall his name?
Marcin.
There we go.
Yep.
So he's in the back, and he tailed along with them a lot. I think a good part because he didn't speak English very well, so they could act as translators and keep him on the track. But so I don't know what you guys think, but to me, I selected this image. I just like the composition. Now, of course, it's these three riders coming from overseas, and they're crossing the country coast to coast. I love the feeling of that, and they're in this formation and sitting upright on those old bikes. But I love the feel of the light. And again, when you take black and white, let's remove the color, and it gets to form and composition and things like that. And so I like the way it comes together. The tonalities of the background being lighter. They're in shade, their faces in the front of them, because it's all backlit, which is the case always on the Cannonball going east to west, that I'm shooting backlit in the morning. But there's enough information to tell you who they are and about them. And I love the feel of the silos in the background and the barns, and just that feeling of the eastern plains of Colorado. I don't know. Any thoughts on this for you, Jason?
I mean, it really speaks America to me. I mean, it's a very, very American iconish type photo. I mean, I love it. I love Thomas and Andy. I mean, you can tell under their masks that they're just smiling. They're loving every single minute of this ride.
It's also cool. You could see the way they're dressed. So I think you could look into a photo and sort of analyze it and say, because I mean, when it was hot, they peeled things off, but you could see it was really cool those early mornings, and a little mist in the background. There's a broken bike down on the back right side there. Maybe Chris Callan could chime in. I love his art, his take on art as well, being such a good painter himself. Are you there, Chris?
Yeah, I was actually waiting for an opportunity, and I feel weird butting in on your show, but I have to ask you, like, specifically with black and white, and when it comes to a subject matter like the Cannonball, do you feel like black and white gives you the ability to strip away a photo's identity from a specific time period? Because if you think about today, like, our advancements in technology behind color have come so far that, when you look at a picture from 50 years ago, a color picture versus a color picture of today, you can tell that it's a modern picture because the colors are so much more vibrant. There's so many more colors through technology that are transferred in a photo. Do you feel like this is a tool that you can use not just for the depth and the feel and the shading and everything, but also you can almost remove a photo's identity of time period?
I think that's a very interesting comment. And certainly with the way they're dressed and what they're riding, there are very few visual clues as to time, right? I mean, we certainly have a good sense of place, It could be other, it could be Kansas, and it could be other places, but that feeling of the Great Plains. And I think the only thing that I could really see is probably Andy's helmet that was not period. Would you agree on that?
Yeah, correct.
There's nothing, I don't see any cars that date it. There's no signage, things like that. And certainly from the silos, this could have been taken in the 40s or 50s or even before then. So I think that's true. Now, for me, I don't do it necessarily for that. And I think one of the things I like to point out to, especially to aspiring photographers, people even out there with their cell phones, whatever, is to be really conscious when you're shooting, to look at everything. And of course, I say this every time I do 1,000 words, look at the edges and what is all that in the background, and think of it as a two-dimensional form, not just like, oh, here's a picture of Tomas and Andy, right?
Right.
And look at the whole thing, the way it composes and comes together. And I love the shapes, the diagonals, the light coming straight off them, which adds to the diagonals of the center line and the sideline of the pavement and direction of the road. Then you also have those pieces to the silos coming down. It adds these additional diagonals that kind of, it crisscrosses the frame, and the peaks of the barn as well with those diagonals and their placement. Now, of course, they're centered. Everybody says rule of thirds, put them in those magic little corners of intersecting lines, it's a rule that's should be broken as much as not broken. What's that?
Fibonacci's coil. You and I talk about that at length.
Right. But this has other things. I don't know the technical stuff. Chris, you probably do in terms of receding perspective and things like that. But just to be conscious that, like for me to strip away the color, I love to look at, and you mentioned this, the tonalities. I love black and white for the feeling of depth and tones, that there's so much information. I think it's almost sensuous, and as I want to touch it and feel it. And I almost want to touch, if it's on a piece of paper, touch the paper and feel those tones of the barn and textures. It shows it so well. That's me. That's one person that
I want to bring something up that maybe nobody's even really realized with this photograph. But while we were sitting here talking, I like to just like zoom in on stuff and notice things. And I caught this thing in the very back of the image, back behind Marcin. And if you kind of really zoom in, you can see a bike that's actually broke down on the side of the road.
Oh yeah, it's broken.
Smoking. You can see all the smoke coming off of it.
Yeah.
And it's just something that you don't necessarily see unless you really get into this photo and really, really look at it. And I zoomed way in on it, and it's like, man, this guy's broke down on the side of the road, and he is just smoking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so cool just to kind of see that little hidden gem.
Yeah, but that's, and look at I love the little phone poles and things like that. It kind of brings up a point where I said people tend to overprocess things and overdo it. Like I won't remove things and I won't add things to a picture. And one time I had an assistant, I may have told this story earlier on, I'm not sure. It's a photograph I call Puppy in Bear Butte. It's a pretty known photograph of mine of a guy standing up on an old 45 flathead, surfing as Bear Butte's in the background. And I had an assistant, I was making a large print. It was 20 by 30 or even bigger, maybe 24 by 36. And they were prepping this to go. And then he goes, he'd spent hours on it. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Right. And he says, look, and I said, well, what happened? He says, well, I got rid of that phone pole. I thought it was really distracting. I'm going, what? I said, put it back. And he said, I can't put it back. I said, you got to start over. Yeah, you can't take it out. And like there's Puppy. No, that's a black and white that shouldn't be, because that is in color, and that was intended in color. But it's sort of like that detail that Chris Callan was pointing out, or you mentioned, and then Chris showed in the photograph, the back right of the photo with the broken down bike. There's these little telephone poles and things like that. And people can say, oh, it's such a simple looking photo. Let's get rid of that because it's more clutter. It's like, that's part of the picture. It adds to it. And so anyway, I'm a firm believer that photography, especially in this age of what they're calling fake news, that photography to me, I could understand in commercial photography and it's product photography, clean it up, do whatever you have to do. But if it's a photo of real life, let it be real. It shouldn't be perfect. Absolutely. There's stuff there. People could say, oh, that bike looks like a newer bike. Let's get rid of it. It's like, no, it's part of the picture. So anyway, that's just where I come from in my photography.
I love it. And it's great to just see some of these old photos. I mean, that was from back in 2014, and just to kind of bring back some of the memories of that ride and those people.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So, it's cool. And, that's one of the things that, in a sense, it's funny that this is called the Cannonball Chronicles, and in a sense, I am the chronicler of the Cannonball. I've done all 5 of them, and I've done every mile of every one, including the hurricane day that was taken off, and I was still on the bike. I think that happened twice that I was on there, but and it's part of history, and I think that's so cool. To me, photography, especially if you don't mess with it and change things, it is history, right?
Absolutely.
So I enjoy that. Now, I don't see any questions. If anybody does have any, please chime in. I know one, Fidencio Aguilar. I'd be curious where Fidencio is from. I don't see that, but he did comment how his parents' wedding pictures in black and white, and even though he sees them in his thoughts in color, they look so beautiful in black and white. There's another picture. When I come on next, I may do another black and white because it's something that, to me, comes right out of a Federico Fellini movie, and it happens to be of our Italian friends. So I may do that for our next one. But again, if anyone even later in this multicast has a question about this photo or comment, please chime in.
Absolutely. So, I appreciate you bringing on such a great piece of imagery there, and that was great.
Well, thank you. Hopefully, Tomas and Andy will chime in. We need to let them know they were on and featured.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
what do you think? Maybe time to bring our guest in.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting her.
I am too. It's like I said, I've kind of followed her on social media a little bit, and just seeing how enthusiastic she is in the industry and about Indians and stuff like that. So let's bring her in.
Let's hear her story.
Hey there, how's it going?
Good, how are you? Sawadee ka.
Good to see you.
It's a
Good
pleasure.
to see you too.
We're all anxious to hear your story.
Will be a little bit funny.
Can you start by telling us how long you've been in this country?
It's going to be 11 years now.
Wow. Now, I know so many people that would really like to go to Thailand. What brought you here?
Pretty much motorcycle.
Now, did you come on your own or come with family?
I'm come with my own.
Okay. Now, it's 11 years ago. I'm sorry. I just cannot tell your age. You look too young to have come on your own 11 years ago. So how old are you?
Right now, I'm 39.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
You do not look 39.
Thank you.
If we could all have skin like that.
Yes,
awesome.
I am 39.
Wow. So what was your motorcycling background in Thailand?
Well, I started it with, like antique scooters, Vespa, Lambretta.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how I started. Probably like about 18 years old that I start, and then work my way up a little bit, step up to the Triumph. And I didn't realize that one day I'm gonna come to United States. So
wow. Now, did you dress up those Vespas like the mods did in England with flags and all sorts of stuff off it and lights, or did you just soup them up and make them go fast?
I
that's a
do
great
make
photo.
them modified it a little bit, and have sometimes I put some lights on, but pretty much I do have some sidecars and stuff like that, put it on to just make it different.
Wow. And was there an inspiration, like your parents, or what? How did you get into motorcycles?
Not at all. In my family, not really into, the motorcycle much, but pretty much we just ride scooters. We use motorcycle more than cars. So we always brought up with the motorcycle, but only me in the family that into the antique stuff. So, I start with the Vespa, get a group with my buddies and ride all around Thailand. And I believe one day I'm probably like maybe 19 years old. I was playing outside with my buddy, and I see some big skirt fender right pass by, and I just kind of curious what kind of bike it is, but I didn't know at the time, you know. And the internet not really big in Thailand way back, so that picture stuck in my head, and that's it.
And you were sold. Wow.
So
Yes,
you're
and then
in
I forgot
Thailand.
about it. Yeah. And then
Yeah, so
I
you're in
forgot about it
Thailand.
until I came, yeah, until I came to United States and I see the Indian actually in Hebron. I didn't know in Hebron, Connecticut, they have the swap meet there. I didn't know. But I went out for breakfast and I see two gentlemen ride the Indian and I know exactly just the picture that I used to see. You know, I
And
saw before and ran outside and then I said, may I please take a picture? And he said, yeah, you can take a picture. That's first time I see Indian in the United States.
well, I think you need to show that picture to Jason Sims because I would almost bet that he knows who the owners are.
I
What do you think,
think
Jason?
so. I still got that picture. Yeah, I will send to Jason. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, where did you move to? Well, like, how did you pick a place? I mean, you come from Thailand. Where did you fly to? How did you come in and stay? And
Yeah, first I'm kind of like an exchange student. One of my friends, she asking me that I would like to come, you know, and I don't really know the program is, but she said, well, you can, you know, be an exchange student a couple years with the visa and then just learn American culture and learn some English and then go home. So I came here and I picked Connecticut because it's close to my friend that she came before me. I had it before me. So then that's how I start.
Right. So you started just in schooling then and to learn the American culture.
Yes, for English, yes.
Okay. And then did you migrate into working? Is that how you decided to stay here by getting a job
Um,
or?
yeah, I didn't plan it to stay. It just, you know, with my friend and then, you know, we work at the Thai restaurant, being au pair, like a nanny at the same time and go school for English. And then, you know, I'm still stay here.
So you got into the antique motorcycle buzz while you were over here, literally by just seeing an Indian. How long
Yes.
ago do you think that was?
I would say 8 years, maybe 8 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, maybe 8 years ago that I really into that picture has come back to me after I see that Indian in Hebron, Connecticut. And then that picture bring back to me that, oh, I kind of see that kind of logo before in Thailand,
Right.
you know. And then, well, I forgot about it for a while because pretty much I'm working a lot and go to school a lot. So I didn't have time to catch up until I went to, you know, get the brand new Harley for myself. Then start riding in America for real, you know, with American brand. Then in 2014, I heard that Indian came back. So I rode my Harley up here at the Indian Motorcycle of Springfield. Then that time, I don't think he had that much inventory. And then I open the door. The first bike I see is 41.4, and I just blow my mind. And then I said, "This is
That
it."
is a good one.
I was like, "This is it." I see it somewhere, but I don't know what. But then I keep, you know, conversation with the owner. I didn't know that he's the owner by the time, and I keep talking, and maybe he sees something from me. I don't know. So he offered me a part-time job. Then I start learning about the Indian history from him.
Oh, so you actually work for Indian Springfield then?
Yes, I am.
is that where you are right now? What's the background?
Yes, that's where we are right now.
You're at work. So what do you do at Indian of Springfield?
I'm doing sale advertising. Pretty much do be me, with my personality. Ride the old bike, do some video.
But full-time
Pretty
job
much
now?
full-time job. Yes.
Do you do their social media also?
Yes, I do because I got quite a bit of people following me, and got a lot of big support from Asian people that I'm doing this over here. So that's good for advertising for the store too, and also for myself.
Right.
Well, it seems, Jason, is that where the museum is, or?
I personally don't. I think so. I mean,
Kanjana, is that
I
a?
can't
Yes, the
remember.
museum.
Is there a
Yeah, the
museum
museum
there
in
as
the
well?
Springfield. Yeah, the museum in the Springfield, downtown Springfield.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of history there with Springfield, so must be an interesting dealership.
Yes, we are home of Indian motorcycle.
Yeah,
Very
I love it.
good.
So let's talk while we're talking about Indian motorcycles. And then what's your favorite new modern Indian motorcycle?
Well, I ride the Scout, because
Mhm.
because I got short legs, so I love the
Right.
Scout, and but all the models have been sold pretty much a lot this time, but definitely can't even tell which model is sold more, but I've been sold a lot of them this year, pretty much best year, so.
Oh, no kidding. Even with COVID going on, huh?
Oh yeah, best year.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's good to
Yeah.
hear.
I'm hearing
Yeah.
that from a lot of people. We had Shelley Rossmeyer on last night on our Coast to Coast podcast, multicast, and she was saying the same thing, that sales are way up. Everybody seems to be moving a lot of bikes. I
Yes,
guess
we
that's one
do.
thing that even in COVID, you could still jump on your bike and go for a ride, right, Jason?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's correct.
Absolutely.
And the Scout even hot right now. We sold all the Scout out. We just
Wow.
can't keep up on it. Yep.
Wow.
Price
And
was
what kind of
right,
people are buying? I mean, is a
There's
younger generation buying?
also younger generation, a new starter. Also, ladies, a lot of ladies too. A lot of guys would just start it, because it's a good price point motorcycle.
Heck yeah. Yeah. It's a great brand.
Yep,
It's a great brand.
it
I've had
is.
a Chieftain for quite a few years and I love that motorcycle.
And I had the
That's
pleasure of
cool.
being on the back of yours for the last Cannonball.
Yeah.
Or was it the chase?
That's
Just the
very
chase, the
cool.
Cannonball chase. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see some
No, it's
picture of
fun.
it. Is that the matte silver one that you got?
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
It says Cannonball
I
all
see
over
some
it.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I was been following you guys.
So yeah, that bike's been across the country 4 times and never had a problem.
So
Awesome.
is Springfield going to help you out with the next Cannonball?
Yes. Indian Motorcycle of Springfield will be my main sponsor.
Excellent.
And also I
Let's,
got a bunch of support from my customer too that sponsor me with some cash. So
Oh, heck yeah. Cash is king.
cash is good.
Well, let's talk about old Indians now. I know you love Indians.
I do.
Tell us about getting your first Indian motorcycle.
Well, when I first started for the owner here, he asking me, "Do you know how to ride the left-hand throttle?" And I said, "Well, if you allow me to try, I will, definitely show you." And he let me try the 46 Chief with the sidecar, and I took off from that day, and never stole one until today. And finally, I think I believe he trusts me enough, so he allowed me to try his 101, which is the 1930 101. And then when I got in it and I get comfortable with it, I said, "This is it. I'm gonna find one for myself. This is perfect for me. Easy ride, good size for little Thai like me." So then I start hunt for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
How tall are you, by the way?
I think I'm 5'1".
Wow.
Wow.
Now, I have to ask. Now, this I don't want to be. I don't know the right word for it, but I don't get the sense that all Thai women are quite as outgoing and adventurous as you are. And was this normal when you were younger, or were you always considered a bit out there in Thailand?
Yeah, it's not really normal. I'm probably a different one.
Well, what does your mother and
Um,
father think?
they just get headache
Do they love what you're
every time.
doing?
Yeah, every time I'm out, they always like worry about me. I went out with a bunch of guys, but now I prove to my parents that what I'm doing because what I love, and I try to, you know, kind of follow up my dream. Now they believe in it. Now they believe that what I can do with it, and I think they're supporting me now.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your 29101. How did you find it?
I have a chance to. I went to Ole, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then I've been walking around, and then I found one at the Mike Thomas tent. That's the bike
Mike
I
Thomas
found.
from Kiwi Indian.
Yes. So
And is it
I
that red
saw.
one that was just in the photograph?
Yes, that's the one.
So
That's the
what
one
kind of
on the
shape was
snow.
it in? What was
That
it
was.
running?
He said he didn't run it, but it started. He didn't even test it after he got it, but I'm the one who testing it, I guess.
How much
And
work are you
everybody
doing
look.
on it?
They was running just fine, and then I said, "Uh-oh, when they run good, that's not a good sign." It's that
They
big.
always run the
They
best
was
right
like,
before they blow up.
exactly. So after that was just like, smoke coming out in my face, and I'm like, oh, yep, that's the day. But they was run good. They was run good. It was a good day at the swap meet. I
Oh
was
yeah,
broke down
yeah.
in tear big time when I got that deal.
Heck yeah.
Wow, that's
So
awesome.
have
Yeah.
you tore the bike down now, and are you rebuilding it, or you are
Yep. Now
done
it's in
rebuilding?
pieces. Not done yet. Now is in pieces right now. And this one with the photo, that's I found the spare engine from New Hampshire. So that one will be another spare engine for
Oh, that's great. You'll take
my bike.
a complete running engine as a spare with you?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. That's incredible.
Right.
And is
Thank
all the
you.
work being done by the Springfield shop, or are they sending stuff out?
We're gonna work it some here, and I might have a couple guys helping me up to New Hampshire. Probably get Ron involved in New Hampshire that he done a couple times at the Cannonball, and I trying to.
Oh right.
Yeah, I'm dragging him. I said, go talk to your wife that you can help me, so you can go with me. So he working on it.
Which Ron is this?
Ron, I forgot his last name.
Jason, do you know?
I know who she's talking about. I can't remember the last name off the top of my head.
Yeah,
Maybe somebody will write that in on our
they
on our
will.
side
See,
here in the comments.
he's the one that rode an Indian back in 2014, Michael, with Dottie Mattern all the time.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I thought he was from Maine. No, yeah, I know you're talking about. I'll bet I can
In that
find him right
some
now. Just say
area,
that.
yep. Maine, New Hampshire.
Right. So what I'm kind of curious of how you really found out about the Cannonball.
I think I've been follow Brittany Olsen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got Brittany Olsen. I seen her first, and I start following her, and then see her doing it, and and I said one day I will be one of it.
Heck
I will
yeah.
be in it one day. Yeah, and I didn't even, the day that I said that to myself, I didn't even own any Indian yet.
Wow.
No, but that's a
This is
good
the day
goal. That's a great
yes,
motivation.
Wow.
this picture, I broke in tear when I owned the Indian. I couldn't believe myself that, you know, some other
Right.
people from another country come to United States. They might have another American dreams, but this is my dream.
Right. I want to have Chris pull up one of the videos that was sent over to us. Can you do video number 1, Chris? And then we'll watch it, and then you can explain what was going on.
While he's queuing that up, I'll mention that Ron is Ron Roberts.
Ron Roberts.
Yes.
Ron Roberts. There we go.
If it's square, does that mean it's recording? Yeah. Okay.
How's everything with you? Doing good. It's gonna have a wet day
Almost.
Hey, there's our friend Kiwi.
Yes, that's Mike.
Can I go? What's that?
Everybody joke around. They said, if you can start it, you can own that bike. So I was like, yes, I'll work it out. Even I'm so hungry. I said I need some fried rice, but I gotta do this first. And then they're trying to kick the bike, you know.
Wow.
That's great. And
So cool.
did you guys actually get it started there at the meet then?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. So I know you said you're hoping that maybe Ron would join you. Are you trying to put a little team together?
I believe so. We kind of come up with a different plan, you know, and I also at the same team with, I forgot my friend name now. He's a Texas guy.
We could put, if you'd like, we could put it out in the universe and maybe we'll get some comments with people that want to help you.
Teresa husband.
Oh, Mike Carson.
Oh,
Mike Carson, yes.
Oh my goodness. If you got on Team Carson, then you're talking about the backing of a full machine shop.
Yeah.
They've got it all.
I met him we went for a ride in Australia for 3 weeks, and I met him, and you know, I kind of get talking to him, and he definitely helping me and push me and the team. And also Big John, I asked him that, you know, that he can help. He will be helping me too. So I met a great people there and got a great invite, you know, for all the people who used to do the Cannonball. So I'm so excited.
Right. Yeah, it looked like a really good event down there in Tasmania.
Oh, definitely crazy, beautiful, and the people was great. We enjoyed the ride. Probably except Big John. He didn't have the jacket on the cold and raining day, so wrap him with the trash bag and the duct tape.
I seen a picture of that. That was pretty funny. So
I got great experience in Australia. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet that was some. I mean, to me, it looked like good type of training. Of you probably seen a lot of stuff down there, is what you will on the Cannonball. So
yes, and I got some training about kickstart myself. You know, kickstart the bike myself without any help.
right.
And I did pretty well. We'll see what I'm gonna do in the Cannonball, but you guys need to do a head count. Make sure I didn't get lost anywhere. Make sure the tie get to the hotel.
Well, they're real good about that. You're gonna need some have a good toolkit with you, and who's gonna be helping you with getting ready for on the side of the road repairs.
Right, and then the thing is, I always lost.
So,
not good in the map at all.
Huh. How about let's talk about something that we haven't brought up yet. I know a lot of people refer to you as Indian AA. What does that mean, and how did you get that name?
Well, I went in the 2014. I went back to the Antique Motorcycle Thailand show. and I represent the Indian history down there with all of my buddies who really, interesting about Indian motorcycle history. And one guy that very well know about antique, all the antique people know in Thailand, they start calling me in Thai. We call it backwards, so they start calling me AA Indian, and that's how it started. And then when I came back to the United States, everybody called me Indian AA. So that's what people give me the nickname. Yes.
Oh, I see.
So is all your family still in Thailand?
Yep. All of my family in Thailand. Just me here. Just me is here.
How often do you go back every year?
Every year, winter time, I laid off myself and go back home, ride a motorcycle in Thailand for 3 or 4 months, and come back to work in the summertime.
Oh, that sounds, what a life.
I want to be like you.
Yeah, I think most people would like to be like you.
You guys welcome if you want to, do some rides in Thailand.
What part of Thailand do you live in?
Northeast Thailand.
I'm sorry, where are you based in Thailand with your family?
In Nakhon Ratchasima, which is maybe about 3.5 hour drive from Bangkok.
North, south, to the water, or up north?
Northeast.
Which is
Northeast.
that? Northeast.
Northeast, yeah.
Yep.
Northeast.
Okay. That's
Cool.
one country I'm just not really that familiar with. I was actually supposed to go there for the very first time. Actually, I think I was supposed to be there right now, like in October we had planned. So I'd have been there right now.
I had a great time there in 1975.
Wow. There's
That's
a
when
lot
I
of
was there.
changing now.
I know. I have a friend that's up in Phuket that keeps inviting. He's got a house up there, and I guess they have a big bike week right near there, don't they?
Yes, they do every year. Phuket is the big place to do a bike week. Yeah.
In like February or March, something like that.
Yep.
Have you been to it?
Because in that time of year, not really. I'm pretty much go to antique motorcycle show more than the bike week because Phuket is quite far from me. It's quite far from me. Yeah.
That's up north, isn't it? Or not?
Yes. So it's quite far from me. So it's not easy to get there sometimes.
Right.
Yep.
So cool. So let's say I'm curious, Jason, maybe you could answer this. How many women are going to be on the 2021, or are we calling it the 2020 postponed Cannonball? What is it going to be called?
We're just going to straight change it to 2021 just to forget about 2020.
We're just going to pretend it never happened, right?
Exactly.
The whole year. So how many women do you think will be on this Cannonball?
I believe we have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5.
Andrea LaBarbera, maybe?
Yep, she'll be back.
And who else?
Jody will be back.
Jody.
Kirsten.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And then Kanjana.
That's 4. And who may be the 5th? Are you thinking Chris?
I hope she comes back.
We all hope she comes back. I don't see how she can stay away. I think it's awesome that there are more and more women doing this. It's so cool that it's becoming. I mean, I think it'd be great if there are 8 or 9, 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be a bigger part of it. So now, how often do you get to ride with women? I guess there aren't that many women riding antique motorcycles, are there, Kanjana?
Right. I'm sorry?
How often do you ride with women? Ride motorcycles with women?
Quite a bit because I took my customer, I joined the ride with the customer a lot too. Like
with the modern bikes then?
Yes, but the antique bike, not really.
Yeah.
Not really, yeah.
It's a very cool group of women that ride the antique bikes. I think there's a nice sisterhood there. Wouldn't you say, Jason?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I saw them. Yeah, I did saw them picture and they're all so cool. And the person that I'm look up to, but I will be the baby one in there. but, but I'm
The new girl.
exciting, and I'm exciting, and I was so nervous too. So I'm not really sure, but I will do my best because I'm not just doing for myself. I'm represented my Thai people that they realize on me, and then they're so happy that you know, I can do this. So
That's
they're
so
very
cool.
big support. Yeah, they're very big support. They always said, "Yeah, AA, you're gonna do it. I know it's hard, but you do it
Mm.
for us because all of that people, my buddies and my girlfriend in Thailand, they didn't have a chance at what I'm doing now. So I definitely um a representative for Thai people. So
Boy, I'll
Excellent.
bet your social media in Thailand will blow up. I mean, it's going to go nuts.
yes, they're pretty much big following me up in Thailand. So um I wish you know, I can do it, I can finish it, and I will not try to not get lost and get you guys a headache, but we'll
That's
see what I
great.
can
I think
do.
you'd be all right.
Now, do you know Jody Perowitz?
I follow her on social media. Yes, she's so
Okay, because
cool.
she's not very far away. I guess Springfield, I believe, is in Western Mass. Is that correct?
Correct.
You're in and she's in over closer to Brockton or closer to Boston. But I think it'd be worth a
Oh,
trip to reach out to her and touch base because Jody is such a great spirit. She's got incredible energy, and I hate to burst your bubble,
yes.
but she's going to actually be the baby on the trip.
We'll do. I
Jody's
was trying to catch up with her.
Jody's a little bit younger, but you're close. So it's gonna be. I think you'll hit it off great. But I think it would be great to reach out beforehand because it'd be nice to have a riding partner. Maybe you could even do some test rides together.
I
Yeah,
think so.
absolutely.
That's so great. Yeah, that's so great. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, if you just contact us, we can get you all the information on her to get in touch.
We'll do. Thank you. We'll do.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
So, have you traveled across the whole United States yet?
Me?
Yes.
I see Daytona. I see
So this would be
Daytona
a
because yeah, because I'm trying to be there. I want to see Brittany for her racing, and I know I didn't see much yet, but never go across. I will be the first time that I will see so much state when I do the Cannonball.
Yes,
So
oh yeah.
Jason, can you tell us about that, Jason? How many states in the route? Tell us a little about it.
I can't remember off the top of my head. I think we're visiting 14 or 15 different states on this route.
wow,
And I mean, it's going to be really spectacular. I mean, it's one of the better routes that we put together, just with all the 2-lane back roads and
yeah,
some of the cities that we're going to see and the museums that we're working with and some of the dealerships that we're working with. It's really going to be a great ride.
Tell us about the
Yeah.
route a little bit.
So we elected to do something a little bit different on this route of doing something that we haven't done before, and that's more of a north to south route, or what I call even a 3 flags run, where we're going to go from Canada to Mexico. And I just threw a twist in there that, we're going to hit the East Coast before we do it. So we're doing Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, which is almost the most northernest part of the United States, heading over to Myrtle Beach to touch that ocean, and then we're going to end up in South Padre Island, Texas.
How far are we
right
from the Mexican border at South Padre?
literally like 6 feet.
Seriously, it's right on the
Yeah.
border?
It is, yeah.
So are you going to have a little pre-run, post-run for people that do want to claim the victory of having been in 3 different countries?
We are, yeah. So for the people and the riders that can get into Canada and
That's right. There's
Mexico,
some people that cannot for various reasons, not to be discussed.
So during this ride, we will have a little side project of going to get your passport stamped if the countries will allow us.
That's true.
Pre-COVID,
Yeah.
they were fine with it. COVID now, I mean, both borders are kind of shut down right now. So
So
but hopefully a year out now, we'll be able to do that and give the people the opportunity to actually get their passports and go into the other countries if they want to.
go drink a Molson up north and then have a margarita down south.
Absolutely. So,
Cool. I want to do
yeah,
that.
it's going to be great. It's going to be one of our longer runs. It's mileage wise of over 4,000 miles.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
Wow.
You're adding it on.
So we've got some long days. We'll see some stuff that we probably haven't seen with the Cannonball with extreme cold, which we've dealt with, but then I think we'll see a lot of heat.
Up in northern Michigan, you're thinking?
Right.
Because it got cold. Remember going over the bridge and the fog?
Yeah.
It was
We
freezing.
really followed the weather this year just to see kind of what it was doing while we were on the whole thing and what we would have endured this year. And it was a little hit and miss.
Well, there's
It
a
would have been
hurricane
little
right there at
scary.
the end that you were getting close to, right?
Yeah, there was actually 2 hurricanes.
Would
We
you have hit?
kind of would have dodged them a little bit, but I mean, we would have gotten some residual out of them probably.
Yeah. You all
The
set for
Thai may
this?
die first in the cold.
And Kanjana, you okay with all this? You ready for the different types of weather? I mean, up in northern Michigan, it's a little different than Thailand.
I know everybody told me that, and well, the cold will be the problem for me. That the heat would not be any problem for me, but the cold is probably going to be a challenge for me.
You may be needing one of those heated suits or something, right?
Yeah, I gotta try to get some. Then I will probably be like the Thai who died in the cold in the Cannonball.
Problem is, no body fat there. That's what's going on, right?
I know, and I'm probably freeze and froze and can't even start the bike.
They say, look at that sculpture on the side of the road. We're going to go, no, that's Kanjana. She's just cold and frozen.
I will stand there and frozen.
Do you think you'll try to make it up to Canada and Mexico as well? Go over the borders?
I will try everything to be just experience with you guys. I will definitely try to keep up, do thing with you guys more, and try to not get passed out early. So we'll see.
Yeah.
It's going to be an
So-
adventure. That's one thing you can count on the Cannonball for. It is always an adventure.
Absolutely.
Yes, I heard will
I'm-
be the hardest thing you ever do, but let's see. I got so much pressure on my shoulder because all the Thai people keep telling me that I got, you can do it, and we'll see what.
Nah, you can do it. If you stay confident and you stay
Absolutely.
energetic, you'll get her done. I promise you that.
We'll just call you the
thank
little
you.
engine that could, right?
Okay, you can.
Do you know
call me
that do you know that children's book? It's about a locomotive, and the locomotive didn't know if it could make it or not. And it says, what did it say, Jason? I know I can.
I think I can.
I think I can. I know I can. I think I can. I know I can.
Right.
So that'll be your motto. I think I can. I know I can. The little engine
Okay.
that could.
Okay.
I like that.
So,
That'll be my little subhead for you.
Okay. Thank
well,
you.
I'm looking forward to following the progress that you're making on your Indian 101 and what you're doing to get prepared for the next Cannonball. For the people out there that don't know, I mean, where can they find? Do you have something online that they can find you at to follow what you're doing and keep up with your
Yes.
progress?
Yeah, I will pretty much gonna post on my personal Facebook, and will be start with my name Kanjana. Yep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna post on that, and you also can follow me up on Instagram. Will be Indian AA on Instagram, so I will post it on that. Try to see the progress, and that will be it.
Excellent.
That's great.
What do you got for future plans coming up? Anything good here in the next couple of months?
Well, pretty much I'm gonna focus doing trying to finish my bike so I can have a chance to do a test ride, and try to do maybe a couple 100 miles myself. That's what I try to do on this winter project. So because right now at the dealership starts slowing down, so I can focus on the projects now.
Oh, good. Good.
Mhm.
Well, good that you get to focus on the projects. Not good that the dealership's slowing down.
Are you still going to go to Thailand? Are you going to be able to go to Thailand this winter with COVID?
I don't think so, because with the COVID-19 is very difficult. You gotta
To travel,
spend a
yeah.
lot of, not just the traveling themselves, is gonna be a lot of time for you to quarantine, so you're gonna last pretty much almost a month for just quarantine. So
All right.
Well, now you have all
Yeah.
that time for the bike that you wouldn't have had otherwise, right?
that's right.
You got an extra year, and more than that, you got the time that you would have been in Thailand. So all that can focus on the bike.
Heck yeah.
So this year gonna be all on the Cannonball project. So that keep my
Okay.
mind out from the cold that coming. So
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to, like I said, watching your progress on this and see how you
thank
come
you.
up and,
Yeah.
and get prepared and all that kind of stuff. Would love to have you back on a follow-up show coming up here in the future and just check in
Thank
to see
you.
where you're at and
Yeah.
how everything's going. I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight. It's been great.
Thank you
to
for
kinda get
having
to
me.
know you a
Yes.
little bit and get to see your enthusiasm and all that kind of stuff and your love for Indian motorcycles. So
Thank
again,
you. I'm a
thank
little
you
bit
for
nervous,
coming
but
back.
I think I did pretty good.
Oh
And I'll-
yeah, absolutely.
And I'll tell you, I'm looking forward that we'll probably have you as a guest on Coast to Coast, which is really focused on women in motorcycling, the show we do with Chris Simmons on Tuesdays. And for that one, I'm looking forward, not only for that, but in general, I'm really looking forward to photographing you on the whole Cannonball, because I get to photograph all the riders. And I think there's such great spirits in the women involved. So I'll certainly be having a big focus on all of you there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And hopefully you don't mind me being 3 feet away from you, sitting backwards on a bike,
No.
going at speed down the highway.
It's okay. I love to have people around, so make sure that does mean I didn't last anywhere alone. So that would be great.
That's
Excellent.
wonderful.
Excellent.
All righty. Well,
All
in
right,
Thai
well, thank
spirit, I
you.
think we need to say goodbye too.
Yeah.
And
We
thank
gotta
you.
say
for,
goodbye like this. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And I will
Cool.
see you guys next time.
Absolutely. We'll see you
All
on the
right.
Cannonball.
All right. Well,
Oh.
I think it's time to wrap this show up. I think it was a good night.
It was a lot of fun.
sitting
But you know
here
what?
talking to Kanjana and getting to catch back up with you again.
That was real nice. But one thing, right over your head this entire time is Banks Gas Services, one of our sponsors. And we have to shout out to Tom Banks because it's his birthday today.
Oh, it is. It is. Well, happy birthday, Mr. Banks.
Whoa! Bring it on, Chris Callan.
But
That
he
was for
put
Tom
something up
Banks.
there about his age, and I couldn't believe when he put his age up.
He's a
of
young
how
spirit.
old
You could say it out loud. He let it out, right?
he did. He said he was 61 years old. I
you
about
go.
died.
I'd
I
like to
thought
be
he was
61 again.
45, 47 years old. I couldn't believe it.
He leads a good life, right?
Yep. So have fun, stay young.
There you go. And he's doing it. I'm trying.
I am too. I'm getting the wrinkles though because I'm getting so stressed out here lately.
Yeah. We
But,
should have mentioned that there were a couple, there were a few comments. Nice people were really reaching out to Kanjana. I know Amy Keene, she said, Kanjana, you're very impressive as well as adorable. And Nancy Weems said, so loving hearing her story. Dennis Bolduc rode Indian Motorcycle of Springfield Rocks, and Rob Nussbaum, and our heart goes out to him again for his back. And he says, watching, and hi to Kanjana. Of course, Cycle Source had a big happy birthday to Tom Banks as well.
Heck yeah. Well, again, I want to thank you. I'm ready to drink my Topo Chico in 100-degree weather and relax for the night and get back to working. I'm feverishly working on the chase right now of trying to see if we can get this event on for next year, along with the Cannonballs. So
Wow, you got a lot on your plate.
yeah, That's what keeps you going. Though.
That's a lot to do. But at least you're getting into riding season, isn't that right? Like in Arizona, isn't it opposite? We're all going, oh God, it's the end of our season. And down there they go, oh, it's finally cooling off enough to go riding. Is that the way it works?
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly getting into that right now. So
Wow. Did
people
you
know I'm down here and they're sending me messages like, hey, we got this ride going on this weekend and this one. So I'll probably busy at my time here pretty quick.
I'll bet you are. Did you do anything with Arizona Bike Week?
I went to just a couple of locations. I didn't actually go to Westworld this year, but I did go to Dirty Dogs and Cave Creek and just seen a couple of the sites, But it's really too busy to kind of take in everything this year there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I think we both wish Willie the best for tomorrow. Over at Willie's Tropical Tattoo. I'll tell you, it hurts me to not be at that show. It's one of my favorite shows of the year. The energy is great. The bikes are awesome. So anybody that's down there, if you're 200 miles away, get on your bike and head over to Willie's for tomorrow because it's such a great time.
Absolutely.
And say hello to Chris Callan and the camera crew there while you're at it.
Yeah, I wish I was there.
Me too. Cool.
All right. I want to thank everybody for tonight. Again, we'll be back next week. We got a really great guest coming back again this weekend. Hopefully we'll have Michael back on with us for another 1,000 words. And I want to thanks again to the Banks Gas Service, a couple of our sponsors, gyms, Retrocycle, the Rocky Mountain Motorcycle Museum, and of course our friends at Cycle Source and Cycle Source Media. Couldn't do it without you guys. Again, anybody you want to see, anything you want to know, shoot us some comments, and we'll try to get it on the show for you and get your questions and answered, and the people that you want to see on.
Well said.
So, all right.
We'll see everybody next week. Thanks for tuning in.